Okay, welcome to Patscast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. I'm Matt,
I'm Chris.
and this is our episode for October 20th, 2019.
Massier now left side for Evans, and he scores! Riker Evans, and the Pats have come all the way back to tie this game at 4. Massier, the great setup after some hard work by Nyhoff. Cole middle of the ice, gets top left circle, a shot off a stick wide, comes to Pratt, centers, and they score! Austin Pratt from below the goal line, and we're tied at 5.
Okay, a bit of a better episode, I think, this week. Finally ended that winless streak, losing streak at 10.
Yeah, 10.
Right. Probably could have done it on Friday against that game against Lethbridge. Ended up being 2-1, but I don't know. That again was a winnable game. I think the guys, they had it was two really well played games in my opinion.
Yeah, the Lethbridge, I don't know, I couldn't get into that game. The flow wasn't there. There's no wasn't any
That's true.
excitement.
That's true.
It's just a piss poor kind of, not that their play was bad, it was just an ugly game to watch.
Yeah,
It was Friday, it was a long day, and I just wasn't into the game per se already.
right.
but-
yeah. I mean, how many penalties total were there?
Oh, it was way too many. I had it written down here somewhere.
I think it was somewhere around 17 or 18.
17 minor penalties in Lethbridge.
I think during the broadcast, Phil said during the second period they had, what was it, a total of like six minutes and a few seconds of
5-on-5?
5-on-5. Yeah, in the whole period.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, it was an okay game. I don't know.
Yeah. It was just unexciting to watch. Just it was
Fair
penalty after penalty. And
Yeah, there was no flow.
And it was like, it's not like teams had like the full 2 minutes for power plays. It was like
Yeah,
Pats would take a penalty, then Lethbridge take a penalty.
yeah.
Lethbridge takes a penalty, Pats take a penalty. So it was...
I guess when you look at the goals we did get against us, though, it was that early goal, like a minute or something in,
Yeah.
and it was kind of an ugly goal, just sort of a garbagey goal that I don't know, just
Yeah.
kind of got lost in some skates. And then the second goal was a 5-on-3
Yeah, there's nothing.
power play. So really, up until this was Friday was Bellock's best game up until that point, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's nice for him to see, get a little more comfortable out there, and I think that led into Saturday's game, where he got scored on, but at least, that Friday game was by far his best game.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, we had pulled up Presente, so Paddock's still hurt, obviously. We pulled up Presente, and I was thinking, and then I saw a tweet. Keeper is with that team Manitoba, is he not?
Yes, for WHL
Right.
Cup.
Yeah, which is they're there already.
Are they?
Yeah.
Because
So I don't know if he was.
start. Oh,
They're-
is that maybe why? So that's why they called up Pizzenti.
That's what I was thinking.
I didn't even think about that. I was just thinking, they don't want to keep Pizzenti here
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw just a tweet today about Team Manitoba
Right.
being in Calgary right now, and I figured maybe that was why they maybe had a little mini camp or something this weekend.
Yeah, because it's in Swift. Oh yeah. No, I was thinking under 17s. Sorry, but yeah. Right. Yeah, I just thought, maybe they just don't want keeper here all the time and not playing. Like, sure, he's getting practice time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they want to send him back to his team. But I
Yeah.
totally forgot about the WHL Cup.
I figured that's probably
Yeah,
what it was.
most likely.
Yeah. I mean, the penalties weren't. It was just a really tightly called game. Like,
Yeah.
It was even at least.
Yeah, it was.
right?
It was consistent.
Yeah, it was consistently calling penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was too bad. You're right. There wasn't much of a flow in that game. Tough to get into. It was too bad. But going into Saturday, no, unfortunately, you didn't watch this game with me. It was easily the best hockey we've seen them play. The most exciting as a fan, I think, this year. Anyone who didn't get to see it, and I think a lot of people are probably watching the Ryder game. No, that was Friday. No, that was
The
Friday.
Ryder
Yeah,
game
yeah,
was
sorry.
Friday. Yeah.
Anyone who didn't get to see it, it was, in my opinion, the most exciting game we've seen yet. I felt really actually into it and engaged for once.
Yeah.
Even though I was sitting there down 4-1, I'm thinking, here we go again. But
And giving up that early goal again.
yeah, another early goal.
It was just an ugly kind of
another one
loose
within
puck
a
there.
minute or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But how about the team just showing what they did, being down 4-1 at one point? Like, I made notes kind of chronologically, and I said down 4-1, but still playing really hard. And so you could recognize they're still playing really hard. And then to tie it up, I mean,
Yeah, come back to tie it.
for a team that, I mean, is on a 10-game losing streak and you're down 4-1, how easy would it be
Just to shut it down.
Yeah, say, well,
Yeah, we're
that's
done.
that. We'll get home and then have a week off and get ready for the outdoor game. But no, man, they bounced back, tied it up 4-4, and then they get scored on again.
3 minutes to go.
Yeah, and after taking a penalty, you thought, well, same old song and dance, taking a penalty, and that loses the game. And then they get scored on, and then I mean, it was kind of a pretty fluky goal, the tying goal, but
Getting a bounce.
yeah,
Like,
finally.
finally
And
getting a
that's-
bounce.
And you can call it whatever, karma, this or that, but it was the efforts they were putting in. They finally got one
Yes.
to go their way, and I cheered in my basement, and I haven't done that all year watching games, right? Like, I was really into this, and I was starting to kind of type up my notes for the end of for this, and I was like, they pushed hard, and then to the end, and then I had to add in that they scored with 15 seconds left,
rewrite.
which was and I was cheering in my basement, and it was so much fun. It was I don't know, I guess when you don't have a lot to cheer for a while, anything is awesome. But
It's like that win in PA last year. We
yeah,
just pumped forward.
yeah, exactly.
Took down the number one team. We hadn't won much.
Yeah, and Red Deer is not a high caliber team, but going into it, it was one that I thought we had a chance to win. And when we were down 4-1, I thought, oh my God, man, this is really. But let's talk about the positives. The older players really stood out in this game to me. All 3 20s were awesome. I think Dubinsky maybe had one of his better games.
Yeah.
He's finally playing like Dubinsky, right? He is that kind of a bit of a disturber, and
Well, he stepped right in after Johnson laid that big hit in the neutral zone.
yeah,
It's
and
the guy somebody came over and wanted to fight Johnson, but Dubinsky stepped in.
yeah, and
and
Dubinsky.
He ended up taking a penalty on the play.
And I don't think I was just gonna say he's older, but I don't. Is he that much older than Johnson? Aren't they both? Or is Dubinsky going in? Well, he's not. He's not 17 yet
No.
because he's a December,
Yeah. So
But-
they're both 16.
and he's certainly not bigger.
No, definitely not.
So that was awesome. It's good to see him maybe finding a bit of his groove.
Yeah, and he seemed to be skating a little better this game. Like you can notice him out
Yeah.
on the ice making some plays.
Yeah, absolutely. For the first while, you had to think, was he even playing? But
I know. Yeah, maybe this new line is, he had a couple goals. Maybe that
Yeah.
got us some confidence.
yeah.
And now he's playing a little better.
And just you could notice Nyhoff. You notice Nyhoff a lot in this game. So then it just kind of made you think how much you didn't, or how much you missed him on Friday.
Yeah, and Stusch commented on that after the game here when he got the game misconduct. He's like, yeah, losing him early, that's a tough piece to lose. He was just like, and then losing him for a whole game, that was a little frustrating. I thought that.
Yeah,
Sure,
after we've seen some other neon knees.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
Pierce one and Moose Jaw,
Yeah.
I tweeted out the video.
Yeah.
Like that's just as
Brutal.
bad as the Nyhoff one, and that was no penalty, no suspension, no supplemental discipline, right?
Yeah.
And then again, last night Dubinsky takes a knee on knee in the neutral zone. Clear knee on knee and no call. So it's been a little inconsistent. That's unfortunate. Again, back to the Johnson one too. He took a penalty. The guy kind of had his head down looking for the puck in his skates, and he called him check to the head, which is fine. I'm totally fine with that call. But
was it really? Like, I almost felt like Johnson was like, he put his hands up to kind of not like hit with the shoulder or something. Like, I thought it was actually
pushed
fairly,
off, right? He pushed off.
Yeah, it was almost like, hey, buddy, like, and he just kind of pushed.
And
whereas he could have done a
shoulder to the head,
and then I thought it was actually a fairly safe hit in that sense. Like, he didn't blow the guy up.
No, he didn't.
Like, you could.
He hit him pretty hard though.
Well,
regardless.
the other guy had a lot of steam coming his way though. Like, and when you looked at it, he didn't charge or anything. Like,
no.
Maybe it's because his hands were up and it kind of got into his.
Yeah. But I mean,
area.
He took a forearm right to the face in the end boards early in the game, right in front of the ref, and there was no call. So it was just like, ooh, man, if you're going to call that, where was the other one, right? The Lethbridge game was pretty consistent. The Red Deer one, maybe not so much.
So Matt Rowe says Dubinsky 17, Johnson 16. But I don't think Dubinsky's... So it's his 17 year, yes, but he's a late...
December something
so
birthday.
He's older. Yeah. But I don't think... Well, Johnson chucked him that one time.
He wasn't afraid to fight, but he didn't want to go.
It didn't seem like it.
The Red Deer guy threw his gloves off right away.
Yeah.
And he didn't even flinch at it. Yeah. But the Moose Jaw one, he went right at the guy.
Right.
It was kind of the opposite one because Cole took the hit, so he jumped in. He was ready to fight. But
and now looking back at this pickup of. Now Phil says his name's Whitting, so even though it's spelled almost like Whitnick, but not even Whitnick. Anyways, we'll go with Whitting for now until we're corrected again. How about his game? He was actually the
third star.
But WHL player. They picked their top three.
Oh, okay, of the night.
Yeah,
he was first star of the night.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how he's third star of the game. Yeah. Of course, the Red Deer guy had first star. That's a Moose Jaw thing again. Oh, we lose the game, we get all 3 stars though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at home he would have been the first star.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's because of the assists.
4 assists.
The goal doesn't
shootout winner though. I know it doesn't count as a goal.
But that's the only thing I was thinking why he didn't. But the WHL recognized it. He had a fantastic game, and actually
he was all over the ice too.
All over. Yeah. Him and Holmes almost had a goal
in overtime.
Yeah. I thought they were going to score, but
Holmes, he just couldn't get it over cleanly. He was wide open in the slot,
just flying in out of I don't know if Red Deer was changing or tired or what, but he just
that was a great chance.
Standout game for him. I think if that's what we're going to get from him,
wow, that was a great trade. Well, not trade, but swap. I guess
like really good. If that's what we can expect from him going forward, it could really change the tone of this team a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah, to get the winning. And so you're watching this game. They're down 4-1, come back to tie it, get scored on, down, and then score with 15 seconds to tie it, have to kill a penalty in overtime.
Yeah, Nyhoff again there. He blocked 3 or 4 shots in that penalty kill.
Yeah. And then score all 3 goals on the shootout.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was so much fun. I was so glad to watch it. And I don't know. All it takes is a win now to
get the ball rolling.
Yeah, get things moving. It's something to build off of, right? Like finally.
It gets that load off their shoulders, and it's like, okay, now we can maybe play a little freer, right?
Yeah, you heard a lot like the term gripping their sticks tight. Yeah, right.
So I clipped the audio from the Hair-Off interview after the Red Deer game. So you can get his thoughts on the game.
We'll play that for you guys now.
Pleased to be joined by Pat's assistant coach, Brad Hair-Off. Brad, that's going to feel pretty good down there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Just with what's going on here the last couple of games here, how close we have been to winning, just to win in this fashion. It's kind of like a telltale sign. We've been so close, and the boys have been so resilient the last few games here. They've been knocking on the door of a victory, and it's good. Really happy for them. And just the smiles in their dressing room right now. That they keep on putting the work, getting some results.
And you talk about resiliency. I mean, you go down 4-1 there in the second. You come back. You give up that goal late in the third. You tie up 15 seconds left. I mean, they had to be resilient tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously the first period came a little lackadaisically. Just our effort. I think we've had some bad bounces. Obviously, some penalties there. I like the way we regrouped. This group has been resilient all year long, and they haven't quit on us once all year long. So, this is kind of just the motto of our team right now.
And the old guys really led the way tonight, didn't they? The guys you need to.
Oh, absolutely. Austin Pratt was huge. Robbie Holmes was huge. Logan Nyhoff being back on lineup. That penalty kill and the in overtime there was huge for our team. There's a lot of unsung heroes, a lot of guys that didn't get on the game sheet that deserve a big piece of this victory tonight.
And I thought Riker Evans had a really good game of the back end. I mean, he and Zach Wooding were pretty good back there for him, weren't they?
Yeah. I thought Riker Evans told me after the game it's the best game I've seen him as Regina Pack. You can slowly see it in the last few games. I think there's a glimmer in training camp there. You can really see how all the work he put in, but his confidence has really shot up here the last 2 weeks, and it's good because we need him, and this is the step we expect him to take.
And I know it's only one win, but it's something to keep building on, isn't it? I mean, you played, 4 straight games where you played very well, and you got something to really work with here as you look ahead to Calgary next weekend, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. There's things we're definitely getting, to clean up in our game, but, our work ethic, our structure, it's all there. Me and Dave will continue to hammer away here on these guys, staying positive, and, we like the makeup of our team right now. We're just going to keep on plugging away.
So the first thing, they didn't talk to Strush, because Strush was actually on, he's on IR, the 6th game, or what is he on? He had appendicitis. I don't know if he had his appendix out, but so hearing from Haroff there rather than Strush.
Paddock had to step behind the bench there.
Yeah, and I don't want to get in. I don't think. Some people may say, I think we saw on Twitter, Scott in particular was saying that Paddock being back there was the difference. I'll respectfully disagree with that. I think Strush has been coaching this team through the Memorial Cup year and last year, and I mean it's nice to have someone like John back there that you can stick back there, but I think this was more than just him. I think this is the team sticking it out.
The team has had quite a few good efforts lately, so it's not like they were due for a win here.
And he talked about Evans. Evans he's coming back, and he actually find him being a little bit more of an offensive. He's seeking out those opportunities now here and there. Yeah,
the goal again in Red Deer was the same kind of thing that he had here. The goal here, he kind of snuck in back door, and this time he was wide open. Massier made a nice pass over to him, and easy goal.
Yeah, and he spoke to Pratt as well, and that was something I noticed too. Just his you could see the leadership, and that was one thing. Give some credit to Red Deer's cameras, like how good they were. They were like not just a static camera like we have. They were like when they're having the like two captain discussions with the ref. He was in there pleading, and not like pleading like in a whiny way, but he was there like
saying his
standing
piece
up for his guys, and I think he really probably had to be that leader in Lethbridge too, with so many penalties. To keep the cool of the team and whatnot. So it was two good games. I was happy with this weekend. Now it's rolling into next week.
Yeah, the outdoor game.
Yeah. I guess besides the venue, we can talk about just the matchup itself. Calgary's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
I think the boys will get up for it just as it is this game, but it's going to be a hard game.
Yeah, Calgary was my pick to win it all. So, preseason, I just threw Calgary out there.
It's a reasonable pick.
Yeah, they got Kaslik back, which was kind of a question mark, but he's been hot. He's got 6 goals in 5 games for them.
Yeah.
Carson Folks leading the way with 7 goals in 8 games. Zamula's up there.
Yeah.
He's got 9 assists to lead the team in 9 games, plus his 4 goals. So yeah,
Zamula has 4 goals
yeah,
at night. Wow.
and 9 assists. Yeah.
Hmm.
So they're going to be a really good team this year. You know, I think they had a tough start last year.
Yeah.
Real tough start. First, I don't know, month or so, and then
Like a surprisingly bad start.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they were one of the better teams in the whole league after that first month. So if you would have taken that first month off their record, they would have been
Yeah.
right up there.
Yeah.
And you see it. They took
And
down.
did they play?
They took down Lethbridge in
right.
the first round.
Okay, that's what I was just gonna ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm kind of, when they announced this game, it seemed like a long ways away, but now it's here next
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah,
And,
Sunday.
yeah, I haven't really got to think about it, get excited for it yet, but I think it's nice to have this,
Whole week off.
a whole week off for the team to, I don't know, I think they'll carry over this energy though from this Red Deer game. They're going to be in a good spot and carry it into that game. I don't know what the atmosphere will be like that though.
Yeah, I don't know how well tickets are selling.
And even if it was a full stadium, it's still that distance that you're
Yeah.
still how many yards away
From the
from
ice.
front
Yeah.
row?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it'll
don't
be
know.
different, but it'll be an experience. It'll be nice, something different to
yeah.
be there.
If it happens. So my mom is volunteering with the NHL game.
Mm-hmm.
So they were told if for whatever reason the NHL can't play Saturday.
They get pushed back to Sunday.
yeah.
and
Then we
lose.
play in the Brand Center.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I don't know what, I guess it could be weather. It'd probably
Yeah.
be the biggest thing if something.
Most likely, or maybe an issue with the ice. Like if there's
Yeah.
a problem
Yeah.
when they make the ice.
Yeah. So let's
Or
not worry about that, but it could happen. That would kind of suck. But-
yeah, that'd be disappointing.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But
I forgot to look it up. My trivia this week was going to be related to outdoor games and the biggest crowd to an outdoor game. Do you know?
all outdoor games.
Yeah.
Okay, probably the one in the big house, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think it
Yeah,
is.
it's like 100,000.
Yeah, I don't think we'll top that.
No.
anytime soon.
So
that was
just
going to be the
quick.
trivia for the week.
Okay, quick look at the forecast. Friday's supposed to be 14. But they said they
Okay.
have no problems.
Yeah, the guy. So he was
Heat
on the
is
news.
not an issue, I think.
Nope, he said it's not. They
It's
have
just-
the cooling or chilling or whatever you call it is the same setup they would have in an NHL rink, and it's just mobile, and it'll work. They said it'll work fine. They played in LA for God's
Yes.
sakes, right?
Exactly.
The sun
Is more of an
it's
issue?
at 8:00 though, so even if it's
So-
hot,
Yeah, okay, so Friday was 14, but Saturday's only 5. So,
oh,
so
they
it
said
should-
they can turn off. They even have heater
Oh,
if they need
if
to.
it's too cold.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
like
I guess you just modulate the
yeah.
coolant or
They
whatever
have.
they
They
use.
said they have sensors in the ice
yeah.
throughout, and yeah, they'll
You just modulate the
it's
temperature
like a
of the
thermostat,
coolant.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
or you can turn it off or even warm
Up,
it up if
down.
you need it.
Sideways, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if they'll
that's
get
the
a
long-term forecast. So who knows how it?
Yeah, I don't
accurate it
trust
is.
forecasts.
No.
more than 3 days out.
Oh, exactly. But I mean, if it's So hopefully, if it is nice out, hopefully people will come out and support it because $18 you can't go wrong for that.
Yeah, they've been promoting it a lot. I've seen on the news and radio, and so I don't know what kind of sales they're getting. But
I think there'll be a pretty good walk-up crowd. I think because people will wait to see what the weather's like.
that's true.
I could see a lot of sales Friday, Saturday, and Sunday
Yeah,
because it's like, oh, it's going to be nice out. Okay, I'll come. I'll bring the family, right?
yeah. No, I'm getting excited for it now. I think it'll be an awesome experience, especially if you don't want to shell out the bucks for the NHL game to get in and see it. Hopefully, the weather is decent. Decent. I don't know. It's we've gone to some Rider games where it's been
Yeah,
you
exactly.
just shovel off the snow
yeah,
in your
wearing the
seat.
ski pants and the
Yeah,
boots and
yeah.
stuff. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's the thing with it being in October here. Sure, it may be cool, but it's not going to be January, February cold,
No, it's not gonna be that bitter,
bitter cold,
ugly cold.
where it's just not even fun for the players, right?
Yeah.
So, speaking of trivia questions, last week's with the losing streak.
Yep.
So Kevin sent us some details.
Yes, he did. I didn't know if you saw that or not. Yeah, thanks,
yeah.
Kevin.
Yes. So here he messages with this. Regarding the Pats' winless streak in the 70s, the Pats lost their final road game of the 75-76 season, went 0-31-5 in 76-77, and lost
31-5
so all of them. Didn't win, I guess.
on the road.
5 ties. So
Yikes.
and then they lost the first 5 road games of the 77-78 season.
So it stretched over 3 seasons.
Oh, lost the first road game, yeah. So giving them a 0-33-5 streak that technically spans 3 regular seasons. But
Yeah.
there is a caveat there.
Okay.
After the 75-76 season, the first season, they did win. They made the playoffs, and they did win a game in Victoria. So regular season though, they went 38 games without a win on the road.
Which one did they make the playoffs?
The first one. So there's one.
Oh.
They lost the last road game of the
Yeah,
season. Then
yeah.
they won in the playoffs on the road.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how you take that, but regular season, it technically spanned 3 seasons.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then he says, if my math is correct, that is 561 days between regular season road wins.
Shit.
So that's a long time.
Yeah. No, and we weren't. I didn't think we'd ever get close. I
No.
mean, the team was better than anything like that. So, but it's interesting stat for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Another couple stats. The power play's doing a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're up to 13%,
Yeah.
21st in the league.
Yeah.
But we've got out of the basement, passive current. So
Okay.
and it's looked much better. You can tell. It's
Well, we can talk a little bit about that. If anybody saw Pat's TV, they were analyzing a little bit of our power play, which it's changed up a little bit from. So now it's 2 low and kind of 3. What would you say?
3
Not quite high.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a semicircle, and then the 2 guys at the net, and I don't. It sounds like that's what maybe Whitting's used to. I don't know. I can't recall of Brandon's power play, but he says it reflected what he was used to, and so having him back there now quarterbacking it, it's a little bit different. You don't get those nice cross passes.
Yeah. See, and Red Deer had that going for them. They had a couple cross seam really good chances, and we're not generating any of those right now.
No. When we were, it wasn't happening. So I'm okay for them trying something different like this.
Yeah. I mean, Cole scored 1, but he's always on the left side. Pratt's always on the right side. I'd rather see them on the other switch sides.
Yeah.
So you have that one-time option.
Yeah.
It's just quicker to get a shot off on the other side because you gotta catch the puck, and then you gotta turn your body to shoot on net, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're taking a pass from kind of behind you at the point, so you got to take the pass, you got to turn your body and then shoot. So if you're on the other side, you can accept the pass or you can one-time it. You can accept the pass, shoot quick, or you can one-time it if it's a good pass. So I'd like to see that, but I mean, I'm no coach. That's what they get paid to do.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to question them on it, but that's what I'd like to see, maybe.
And they were saying it relies on those low guys being really, really active and getting the missed shots, getting it back
the rebounds
up.
or the rebounds.
Yeah, or the rebounds. Yeah. Something different.
But it's been working. So, they've gotten a power play goal, I think, 2-3 games in a row here now. Or no, they didn't get one in Lethbridge. They only scored one. I don't think they did.
Yeah.
But, they had lots of chances. The Friday night game or the Saturday night game, I can't remember which one. And then they had 3 against Vancouver, did they not? 3 power play goals.
So something, yeah.
Right, so it's working, and so it looks a lot better than it did before.
Yeah. So it's
And-
something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, penalty kill's doing all right too. We're 77%, 19th in the league. We still have the most power play goals against with Vancouver and Calgary, but we've got a lot of time shorthanded, so the percentage is okay.
Okay.
But even the penalty kills looked a little better too, I think.
Yeah.
How many power plays do they have in Lethbridge? Like
8?
Lethbridge was 1 for 8 on the power play. So
Yeah.
we were 7 of 8 on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
And then Red Deer was 1 for 4, so we were 3 for 4 penalty kill. So still 1 goal a game, but I mean that's not terrible.
No. So, anything else you want to talk about this week? It was a good week. I was happy with both those games. I mean, yeah, you can talk about the Lethbridge and the penalties, but I think it was just being called that way.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. It was going both ways, so
It sucks that they were down 4-1 and had to come back against Red Deer, but nice that they did.
And I think Bellick's looked a little better.
Yes,
These 2 games.
These 2 games, much better.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
made some big saves in the Red Deer game, made some big saves in the Lethbridge
Yeah,
game to
absolutely
keep him
did.
tight.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the goals, like the 1 goal, Hausinger, it was going wide and he tipped it in.
Yeah, that was-
then that was a real nice tip.
That was nice goal.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Yeah.
the team battled back, like Karoff said. They were resilient. They didn't shut it down. They didn't quit.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
nice to see.
Yeah, and then just 1 game coming up next week. Kind of odd, but it's a big one. Hopefully it's a lot of fun. A lot of festivities going on both the day before and I think before this game too.
I think there's a whole week. There was an article, what to do this week. They're kind of
Okay.
setting stuff up. It was just out of the newspaper or something.
Good, and I hope you get some interviews around
Yeah.
that. Be nice to have some good
I gotta
interviews after
see
that.
what the whole deal is with
Yeah.
media there. I mean, it's not going to be huge. Everybody's going to be focused on the NHL game, so
Yeah, so
So-
we will bring you.
yeah. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some.
We'll
good
bring
stuff.
you the Pat's part of this.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. Are you good for the night then?
Yeah, I think that's about all. I always forget a couple things, but my list is covered, so hopefully
Yeah.
I remembered everything.
All right. So we'll wrap up our first
I think
Twitter
proper
yeah.
Twitter
Look
live.
at this. Yeah.
Matt's put in a lot of work into
Well-
researching. I mean, we thought we did the Twitter live on the Henry Lecition
We did.
trade,
We did.
and I'm sure we just ran off the laptop. no
100%
problems.
we did. I know we
And
did.
All of a sudden, we go to try to do Twitter live this time again, and you can't do it off the laptop. You
Nope.
can't do it landscape off a phone.
Yeah.
So it was like
Yeah, you have to hold
portrait
it.
only.
Portrait and then to get the audio into it.
It was,
I
yeah.
spent so much time trying to figure it out. So now we're actually streaming like all those yahoos that stream
video games.
video games. we borrowed that same program, but
And we got the little sidebar set up so it looks
yeah.
nice, and
yeah, that's kind of cool.
try to be a half decent production here.
Half decent.
I mean,
No,
it
it's
looks
still-
all right.
Yeah, it looks good, I think, but still learning, and yeah, hopefully we can harness it and keep improving on it. So, but it was
Yeah.
fun. So,
Give you a couple options if you want to watch us.
Yep. Yep.
Or listen. Now we got piped in the interviews and everything. So
yeah, some good steps here. So, well, let's wrap it up. Thanks for everyone for watching on Twitter. We should we'll probably do this every time now, I think.
yeah, might as well. There's no
yeah,
point not
yeah,
to.
it's easy. Now that we got it set up, it's easy. So
Yeah, just another avenue.
we'll keep doing that. And yeah, hit us up on Twitter or Instagram. And what is it? Follow, subscribe, and share,
Yeah, definitely.
right? That helps us out a lot.
Speaking of that, actually, there was one more thing.
Oh.
A couple Dub Network articles I put out on Pratt and Johnson. Some one-on-one interviews I did. So if
Yeah.
you guys haven't seen those yet, check them out. It's something a little different than just the game recaps. Some one-on-one
Yep.
interviews, which were good.
Yeah, those are nice. Yeah, again, dubnetwork.ca. If you haven't checked them out, you certainly should.
Yeah, and the daily dose. Like every day, there's
Yep.
a email you can get sent to you, or you just check out the website or Twitter, and it's all the information across the whole league.
Yep.
So you don't have to go to everybody's website. Everything's there. We tweet out, or we put into that article all the moves, all the, suspensions and
Yep.
game
Yep.
kind of all the necessary relevant information. So it's all nice in one spot. So
So, I mean, I know I was trying to wrap it up, but
yeah,
it does remind me of around the league, just being able to watch, because we have that all access WHL live now.
yeah,
Just being able to watch some of the other games is awesome. I mean, we were watching that Kamloops game. That was a total blowout against Vancouver. But then after this Regina Red Deer game, I turned on Kamloops and Kelowna, which is a little bit closer, but Kamloops won that again. And they're looking like
yeah.
a pretty good team.
They do look good, and I think that pickup from Saskatoon,
Yeah,
Ryan Hughes,
yeah,
I think that really boosted them.
yeah.
They're looking good out west. So if you do have that all access, Kamloops is a team to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Kelowna is going to be, obviously they're going to pick up. They're going to be good later on.
Yeah,
But-
they'll do some moves.
Yeah, but yeah, that's going to be a good West, I think.
I didn't know this is the first time having the all access. I really actually kind of like it.
Yeah, it is, and a finally half decent price point
Yeah.
and stuff. So, split it, so it wasn't too bad this year.
It's interesting. We were watching the Red Deer game, and the feed was not so great. And we switched to
Oh, we were on Lethbridge
the Lethbridge. Yeah,
Friday night.
Yeah,
Yes.
Lethbridge was not so
Yeah.
good. Then we switched it over to the Seattle
Yes.
Brandon game, right?
Seattle Brandon. That was crisp.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
And Red Deer's was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't
It
bad.
was better than Lethbridge's.
Yeah, and they got
Yeah.
the multiple camera angles too, so that was
Yes. Yeah, that was nice. Oh, someone says it's cut out.
nice. No, well, we'll
Well, wrap up anyways. Thanks for well, I guess you're not watching anymore. Thanks for listening. Okay, good night and see you at Mosaic.
The Pats have a chance to win it here, and it'll be on the tape of 20-year-old defenseman Zach Whitting, who had 3 assists in the contest. The left-handed shot picks up the puck at center, up the middle across the Rebel blue line, in on Fancy, shoots and scores! Zach Whitting, and the Pats win streak stops tonight in Red Deer. 6-5, the final score. What a game and what a win on the road tonight. And the Pats are fired up. They swarm Danton Bellick, who gets his first career Western Hockey League win in goal.